After the breakup, I just didn't know what I was going to do. She left me with everything. I mean, I had $2,000 worth of rent. I had a puppy that just wasn't potty trained and would just poop everywhere. It was so annoying. And it felt like life just kept getting better, So I remember taking a step out on my balcony, and I felt this kind of like a breeze hit me, and I heard something say, you've got to do something different. And I reached in my pocket, and I pulled out 50 cents and a crinkled up $20 bill. And at the time, my bank account was negative, like it was crazy. And at that moment, I made a decision. And that year, from taking inbound calls, I did $93,000 that year. Talk about a change in course, right? I mean, my back was against the wall. I had no one else to turn to. And I put $7,000 on my table every single month. Now, some people might say, that's too good to be true. But to be very frank with you and honest with you, it was just hard work. That's it. Hard work.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to National Orientation. My name is Gospel, and I'm going to be your instructor for today. Now, we've got some information to cover, but before we begin, I have a question. Has anyone in this room ever had their back against the wall with nowhere else to turn? Seriously. Rent, mortgage, car note, whatever financial obligation is coming up, and there's that pressure of what can I do? Well, after this orientation, you will always have a job to turn to. Since my first year, I've been traveling a lot. Taking calls has brought me in six figures every year, so life is so much better, thank you God. And here's an interesting fact. I've been able to help over 33,000 agents work from home doing this exact same work. And I'm talking about seniors who have hard times with computers, to the college students who don't have much phone experience, and then our parents who always have their hands full. We even had a lady in 2013 who was disabled. She was blind, to be exact, but she had this auto reader on her computer and she made it happen. She was taking calls and she did $300 her first week. We've got so many people doing well. It's like we have a team of work from home gladiators. Now, here's the problem with job hunting. The jobs out there aren't paying enough. Things are getting more expensive every year. So $8 to $15 an hour really only covers some of the bills. And it doesn't matter how hard you work. The job market is competitive. Everyone is fighting for the same seat, and things are just always going to be shaky, never enough money, and inconsistent. Period. So this is why it's smart to do something different, something from home, something that pays well, and something that has stability. Time to take notes, candidates. Here we go. We work for Incentaprize. It's a first-class advertising network, and they cover 190 countries worldwide. Incentaprize does the advertising for major brands like Netflix, Discover Card, and DirecTV. Incentaprize promotes for over 100 advertisers. Now, it's Incentaprize's job to help these advertisers get customers. And this is where the money is. First, all of this is work from home. So you're going to be taking inbound calls, incoming calls, reading a script, and helping callers try the products from the advertisers. Now listen carefully. If a caller takes home a product from the advertisers, you get paid. Simple as that. Now on average, part-timers take home $200 to $500 per week. Full-timers take home $500 to $1,000 per week. And workaholics like myself, we're going to take home $1,500 plus every week. The company pays by direct deposit, so make sure you have your bank accounts and debit cards and all that great stuff together. They also pay by check and PayPal if you need that too. When it comes to scheduling, you set your own hours. Now, before we go any further, I know that was a lot of information, so if you're following me and this makes sense, please type yes in the chat. Okay, good job. All right, we're all on the same page here. Okay, wait, we've got Cindy, and she wrote, so I only get paid if someone takes home one of the products, right? Yes, Cindy, this is correct, and this is how it works. Let's imagine you're working part-time. You're going to help 2 to 4 callers a day. When the caller takes home a few products, let's say they spend $20, $25 on average. That's what happens. That gets you $75 to $100 per caller. 4 people a day, That's at least $300 for the day. Now, I see there are more questions and people are really excited, but we have to wait to the very end just because we have a lot more to cover. So, everyone, let's hold our questions to the end, okay? Thanks. Let's go ahead and keep moving. By the end of this orientation, you will know everything about the company, the pay, and the position, and many of you will qualify to work while some of you will not. Now, I must be clear with you. This is work. This is not for the lazy person. So you will be talking over the phone, and if you follow our instructions, you can avoid the rat race out there. So make sure that you listen carefully and you write this stuff down. A long time before Incentaprize, I used to work at an electronics store called Best Buy. This job was really cool at first, but I was totally responsible for my own transportation to work. It did cost me about $40 round trip for my gas. I paid for my own lunch every day, and when my coworkers wanted to do happy hour on Friday or Thursday, well, that cost me too. So yes, my whole check was basically gone by the end of the week, just being real. And I had to take care of all of that, including my own personal life, on $8.25 an hour. For Incentaprize, this is what you're going to need. You're going to need 2 notebooks. One is for training, and the other is for keeping track of the callers. You're also going to need a pack of note cards so that you can practice your script, because the script is key. You're going to get your accreditation from Incentaprize. That way you can represent the major brands and take calls on behalf of the company. You get your credits by working with a handful of the advertisers so that you're educated on the products. For example, when I got my credits, I worked with creditreport.com, Netflix, Disney Books, Protect My ID, and a few others. I reviewed the products, I studied them, and I kept Netflix because I really like Netflix. They have great documentaries, and I discontinued everything else. But once I got my credits and I started taking calls, my bank account went from a negative $42.50 to $2,000 my first week. So I was able to cover that rent and everything. So getting educated on the products is more than worth it. Altogether, between getting your notebooks, your note cards, and your credits, being prepared for the job should not take you more than $30. So let's be clear, retail jobs and office jobs, they take 2 weeks or so for you to get your first check. With Incentaprize, it's going to take you 2 to 5 days. But I just want you to always remember to have some patience, because everybody's learning curve is different. So if you don't have a check by tomorrow, stop being unrealistic and let's take it just one step at a time. This is work from home, okay? So there is work that must be done. Is that clear, everyone? I want you to type I in the chat just to make sure we have a very clear understanding. Okay, great, perfect. Now, here is the fun part of orientation. It's time to bring you on the inside and show you what's really going on with Incentaprize's pride and joy, the agents. For me, I'm here living in Los Angeles, California, right in the middle of Hollywood. And I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, go Steelers. But you can imagine what it takes to live here in LA. I mean, it ain't cheap, and I can't stress enough that it's because of the advertisers that I'm still here. So take a look at this. This is a bit personal, but I've got to show you what's going on. Here's one of my checks from Incentaprize. That's $846 for 3 days of taking calls. That's cool, right? But it's not just the money, it's about my personal progress. And I'm about to finish paying off my student loans. Yeah. And I live in a beautiful community, and I get to tithe my 10% in church every week, and that's big for me. I am a Christian, so I believe in giving and serving, and that's just me. But I also enjoy sports, so you'll see pictures there where I have dugout seats at the Dodgers game, I have box seats at the Staples Center, and that's lovely. But enough about me. You've got to meet some of our gladiators. Everyone that I introduce you to today, make sure to add us on Facebook. So, first, we have Bob. He's one of our seniors here, and he's been taking calls for a while now. He lives up north in Alaska, which is pretty sweet, right? Here's Bob.
Hi, Gospel. This is Alaska Bob Twang from Anchorage, Alaska. And, like most people, I responded to an ad on Craigslist. And basically, hey, that was all I needed. It gave me a track to run on. And what I really liked was I can either get 50 calls or 100 calls per week. It's my choice. And, I'm in business for myself, so, if I want to take off for a weekday or a week, I can. And the really great thing is that Incentaprize Advertising Network, it's only the tip of the iceberg with the affluentry connection. They provide the opportunities and training for people to be financially secure. So anybody that wants that can have it. There is no risk, just fun work.
Thank you, Bob. Okay, I've got another gladiator here who was with us because he lost his job and decided to take calls. Meet Ken Jones out of Atlanta.
Hey guys, this is Ken Jones from Atlanta, Georgia. First off, let me say congratulations and welcome to National Orientation. You guys are definitely in the right place at the right time. A little bit about me and how I got here. I have a retail sales and finance background. Back in 2011, I lost my job and I needed a quick way to make some real money. So I searched the internet for about 6 months and luckily I came across this industry. I did a little bit of research, and I decided I was going to give it a shot. So I made my first $384 within 72 hours. And since then, every single week, I've been consistently making between $700 to $1,100, just depending on how many hours I work and how hard I actually work. What gets me about this business is just how easy it is to make good money. There are so many people that are looking for what we have to offer. You know, it's literally a nonstop flow of people every single day. So here's my advice to you. Take some good notes and get into training as quickly as possible. Make sure you implement every single thing you're taught and give it your best shot. If you do that, you will make money. Talk to you soon.
And that's Ken. Now, you have to meet this next person. Listen up. This gladiator ran for governor for the state of California. She's really sharp. She homeschools both of her children, and she has an amazing story. Meet Shalene Nightingale.
Hi, I'm Shalene Nightingale from California. You may or may not know the name. I started in the entertainment industry in front of the camera and also behind the scenes. Then a few years back, I was approached by a political party to run for the office of governor here in California. Our campaign did very well, breaking third-party records in this state and nationally. After the campaign, my husband and I added another addition to our family, and we decided it would be best for me to stay home with our children so that we were raising them versus a nanny. However, my husband was just not earning enough, and we were falling short each month. I homeschool, and a fellow homeschooler told me about this work from home opportunity. I have to admit, I was hesitant, skeptical. However, it was Christmas season 2012, and so I thought at the very least I had some stocking stuffers with the products from the offers. And thank goodness I gave it a chance. And here, nearly 2 years later, I'm still with the company, bringing in the extra money my family needed. The key to my success has definitely been the training provided by Affluentry Connection. In fact, when I attended their very first Warrior Weekend training, my income doubled. I have to thank Gospel and Ashton for their support and this opportunity, which provides much needed security in this current economic situation we are faced with today. Historic unemployment and underemployment statistics which affect everyone. So thank goodness for this Incentaprize opportunity. So I encourage you to really listen to the other professionals and utilize the training resources with Affluentry Connection, and you will be well on your way to bringing in daily money.
Isn't Shalene powerful? I've got a few more gladiators to introduce you to, but we can save that to the very end. Now, let's talk about how Incentaprize gives you longevity and a peace of mind. In this line of work, it's all about taking the calls. The calls are easygoing and the flow is very consultative. Remember, these are products that people already know about, but Incentaprize is the only network in this industry that supplies the incoming calls for its agents. As long as you work and you produce, the company keeps sending you 50 to 200 calls your way each and every week. In addition to the inbound calls, Incentaprize is in 190 countries. This gives you opportunity for continued growth as you tap into the international market. Lastly, you can work from anywhere that has an internet connection. This gives you flexibility and freedom to work around your own schedule, even if you're traveling outside of the country. You will always have a source of income on demand. At this point, It's obvious that if you're serious about making money, it's time to do something different. Everything you need, from inbound calls, scripts, emails, tracking sheets, live training with top producers, it's all here, and yes, is free. I've got another gladiator that you must meet. She's out of Ohio, and she's in her glory days. All of her children are grown up. Meet Saniqua.
Hello, everyone. My name is Saniqua Cunningham. I currently reside in Ohio. I'm a single married mother of 4. I'm currently going through a divorce. So I got really sick, coming back from a family vacation, and I got diagnosed with diabetes and high blood pressure, and I had to take off of work for about a month and a half, almost 2 months. And guess what? I already had took my week's vacation. Now I went into my FMLA, the Family Medical Leave of Absence, and that ran out. And I said, what am I going to do? And I said, well, let me do a little bit of the advertising networks. At that particular time, I was doing it, here and there as I needed extra money at first, but that was my only source of income. And instead of me making $20 to $40 here and there as I needed it, I went from making that to making $800. And I said, wow. And then I said, let me try this again, and I was still kind of sick, not working at part-time, a little bit under part-time, and being sick, I can do this, So I went from making $800 a week to making $1,000, a little bit over $1,000 that week, that second week. And I was like, wow. I said, let me try this again. And, that next week I never went under $800.
Okay, that's Saniqua Cunningham, strong woman. Now, I want you to understand this. Doing this job is not for everyone. You may not want control over your income. You may not want to work from home, and that's fine. But for those of you who are serious and ready to follow instructions and ready to take some calls, here's what I have for you, because nothing is going to hold you back. The professional that sent you here to this orientation, that person is a gladiator, and we were all in your shoes at one point. With Incentaprize, we get paid well. I took this step in 2011, and here I am today. It's a blessing, and I believe that everyone should experience having full control over their time in life. At this point, there are usually 3 types of individuals in the room. The first type of person, you probably see everything and you've made the decision already that this just isn't for you, and there's better luck hunting for another job. And that's okay. So you can leave in just a moment. Just hang tight, okay? The second type of person, you see everything, and this seems to be a great step in the right direction to make very good money from home, but you've got some questions. And then the third type of person sees everything, and they're like, look, gospel, I love it. I'm ready to start working ASAP. Now, to the 3 types of people, if you're number 1, you may leave right now. Thank you for your time. Everyone else, after we're done here, this is what I want you to do. Call the professional back that sent you to the orientation. They will answer the rest of your questions, and then let's get to work. Now, candidates, here's the deal. You want to call them within the next 24 hours. This will guarantee that you will be able to start working this week, which means you can look forward to getting paid within the next couple of days. So give them a call immediately, because after 24 hours, you're going to be pushed to their waiting list, which means you won't be able to get started for another 2 weeks. Now, I've got one last gladiator that you must meet before we close. Make sure to add him and the rest of us, like I said before, on Facebook. This gentleman is not just some person either who just called me up looking for a job, but he's my best friend. And it was his success that inspired me not to only work this job, but to partner up with him in making sure that you and all future gladiators had the blueprint and the support to make a full-time living working this job. Meet Ashton Sanders.
Yes, my name is Ashton Sanders, and I actually got started about 3 years ago, actually from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that's where Gospel and myself met. We met actually in college in California, University of Pennsylvania. So as time went on, Gospel actually ended up moving to Los Angeles, California, and I moved to Orlando, Florida. And so when I got to Orlando, I had all these big goals and dreams of things I wanted to accomplish while I was there. While I was there, I was also trying to, get a job just like the average person. And the sad thing is that the first job I found was Subway. I was actually working at Subway for quite a while there, and, really did not enjoy the experience. Not to disrespect anyone that worked at Subway, but it just was not my ideal work situation. And so as time went on, I began to look for other opportunities and actually worked at Disney. And that's when I thought everything was going to change. I thought working at Disney was going to put me in a situation where I could move up the corporate ladder. I can start making some money. I had a decent job. They were going to pay me consistently. All these things were coming in my brain, and that's what I wanted. I just wanted something that was stable. You know, if anyone can ever relate to that, you just need that stability. And so as time went on, I began to work there, and I thought I was going to move forward. And a couple months into the job, I actually found out that I couldn't work there anymore due to some unfortunate circumstances. They had let a lot of people go. And, once that took place, I was literally at the bottom of the barrel. I didn't know what I was going to do financially, but I said I got to find something. And so right around that time, things got worse. I actually ended up losing my apartment. I couldn't afford to live there anymore. I was just in a bad spot. Literally had hardly any food to eat. Ended up living with a couple friends of mine on their couch. So needless to say, I was very motivated to start working and doing something else. Right around that time, I gave Gospel a call and said, look, I need to do something else. I need to work from home. I need to make some type of money online or whatever. He told me, try these advertising networks. It's legit. I said to him, I don't know how it's going to work, but if this goes wrong, I have to do offers. What's going to happen? He said, trust me. Boy, was he right. The first 3 days, I made $880. The second week, I made $1,420. Right then and there, I was done with jobs. I've been working full-time since then, and that literally changed my entire life. I was actually able to not just make money for myself, but help thousands of other people make money from home. So it was a wonderful experience. We've been able to build a large organization here over time and, just put things in a different category. I actually was able to get my first car, which was a Mercedes-Benz. I was extremely elated about that. Still am. On top of that, I was able to actually move out to Los Angeles, California. We were able to do events and trips in Las Vegas and Florida and all over the place. It's been a wonderful experience. And so I say that to you because if you're a brand new person, you're looking to make money from home, and you've never done that before, this is the place that you can actually do that. This is a place where you actually have the team behind you. You have the support that you need to be able to move forward. So I want you to know that and understand it, because if you're trying to build something and you've never done this before, you're in the right place. So with that being said, let's grow together. Let's make money. Let's take things to the next level.
Now, with that said, I've got some closing words for you. I've been working from home since 2005. I've tried all types of things in the past. They either took my money or it didn't work out. Now, I'll be the first to say that if it wasn't for me paying attention to this opportunity when it came, I wouldn't be here right now. From 2011 to this very moment, my life has been a dream come true. And I know that with some elbow grease and some hard work, you can experience your dreams too. I'm a firm believer that we're not meant to struggle in this lifetime, but most of us choose to. So let's try something different. Take the next step, call your professional right now, and get started today. I look forward to training and talking to you soon. This has been Gospel. Love you in spirit.